We are renovating this old house right here, and we built a new porch on it, but we never made steps. So that's what I'm going to start today, is the step project. Now, to make the steps, what I want to do is start with a slab. I decided that I want a solid concrete landing at the bottom of our steps, so we can come down to something solid and firm and not muddy or dirty. So, let's build a slab. The first thing I have to do is dig this ground down so that I can get a spot for my concrete to go. This is just a simple wooden frame that I made last night out of 2x8 lumber that we had left over, scrap wood from our pile, and this is going to be the size of our pad that we come down to. So I'm going to get this situated where I want it, and I'm going to use it as the template so I know where to dig the ground, and we're going to be using that as the form for the concrete. I think that's where I want it.
Look what I found outside.
Just getting ready to dig this out. That's not ground marking paint, and it was not really ideal for that use, but it's all I had, so I used it, and now I have a basic layout of where that box has to go. I'm just going to dig it down a few inches, doesn't have to go too far.
No, that looks fine.
Oh, you're missing it. Look at this. Look at cool. Look at me.
You have to make that face.
This is relaxing. 15 minutes.
Okay, I got a picture of you. How deep do you have to go? That's good enough. What is it gonna do? Run away?
It might run away. Remember that time that I relaxed?
Yeah.
When?
At night when you're sleeping?
Oh, trust me, not relaxing. You're snoring.
I don't snore. I've never snored.
Could you help me?
Have you ever heard me snore?
No.
Exactly. I don't do that.
Can you hold the tape measure
Yeah.
in an upright fashion? It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. If anything, just this one has to come down a little. I could always tap it down.
Oh yeah.
94. 93 and 7/8.
Okay.
That's square right there.
Now we need level.
I would say that's a really good start. This is my first time making a concrete slab, believe it or not. I haven't worked a lot with concrete, and I've never made a slab. That's an awesome start. I've decided to go with a sand base because we have a lot of sand here, and I did read online that you could use sand with gravel or in place of gravel. They kind of work equally to have some kind of well-draining substrate under your slab. So I have a really thick sand base, well compacted, and I'm ready for concrete. Alright guys, we're going to try to start early today. We have the box ready, sand tamped. It's a beautiful day. It might start raining later this afternoon. So let's get working before it gets too hot and before it gets too rainy, and see if we can get this box filled.
Look at that island. Right, Mommy?
Mm-hmm. Crumbled. It's supposed to be like pourable.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
That's not wet enough.
it's weird, that's how they want it. We can add a little bit more. You know, do you go by the... Do you go by the instructions or the rule? I'm just gonna mist this down.
Right, Mommy? I'm going to
Go in the shade over here. Play with sand.
Maybe let's go. I'm going to try to get rid of some of this. Because we're obviously not going to need all that. Boy, we're going to have a lot left over, but we have cores we can sell. Good? Mm-hmm. The slab is looking awesome. I'm happy with how it's coming out. And right now, before it dries, we want to get some bolts into it. So we're trying to lay that out. These bolts are going to attach our steps to the slab so they don't move around. So we got to get these into the concrete. Hopefully it's not too hard already. These aren't the proper ones to use, but it's all we have right now that we could find. So we're going to make them work. And they are stainless steel, so they shouldn't rust.
Worked, though.
Well, if we can get this. How's it looking?
Get this like chunk thing over here. It's looking good though.
We got this done. It was looking okay. I covered it up. Let's take the cover off and see how it's looking today. Well, first impressions, it's not too bad. It actually looks pretty good. It has some staining on it, and that's because we had like brown water coming off the roof when it was raining, and it was just pouring down onto the tarp, and the tarp has holes in it, so it kind of stained it. I don't know what that is, probably just from the leaves on the roof, but whatever. Other than that, that doesn't bother me. It's a smooth finish, and it doesn't look too bad. Let me get the frame off it, and I'm going to see how the sides look. Okay, the wooden boards came off a lot easier than I expected. They just fell right off. Now the sides of the slab, I'm not so thrilled with, but I'm not disappointed either. It just is what it is. There's definitely air gaps, bubbles, and holes. And it's weird because I really tried tamping it down on the edges to try to eliminate all of that. But the problem was, well, we had a few problems. First, my mix was too dry. I was trying to follow the instructions too closely and doing a dry mix. And the dry mix is stronger and it'll cure harder, but it doesn't flow as easily, and then you get a lot of these air gaps. So I should have been mixing it wetter to begin with. I was just, I don't know, being too cautious. The dry mix was way too hard to spread, way too hard to settle. It was a mess. As we progressed, we mixed our batches wetter and wetter, and toward the end it was really good. And as you saw, we capped it off. When we leveled it off, it looked really nice. But if we started with a wet mix, it would have been even better. The other thing we did wrong was we waited way too long to start finishing the surface. Now, I had no idea how long to wait. It said thumbprint dry. I don't know what that means. Or thumbprint hard or something. I have no idea. When I tried doing a round over on the edge, it was destroying the finish. It was way too dry, and it was just pulling up chunks of stone, and it wasn't smoothing out. It was a mess. So I decided to abandon the whole idea of beveling the edge and just left it square. And later on, I can come through with my grinder and bevel it with the grinder because there was no way I was going to do it in that half dry stage. It was turning into a big disaster. My mix was too dry and we waited too long to finish it, and that was our biggest problems. Also, mixing one bag at a time was a slow process, and it probably would have went in smoother without bubbles if we had the whole load that we could just dump in. I think that's a big part of it, was just the slowness of putting each bag in there. So anyway, this is my first slab, and I'm happy with it. It's going to be the stoop. I don't know what you call this. It's just going to be the landing where the steps come down to. And it just gives us a hard ground to stop. I mean, that's all it is. Even though it looks like it's way up right now, I'm going to be pushing sand flush with it. So it's going to be even with the ground like a sidewalk. That's my goal. And I'm going to work on that right now. It is looking awesome out here. So the slab is pretty flush with the ground and it's looking really good. I might not even have to worry about those corners. If they chip a little, no big deal. You get the point. It's just a hard surface to hold our steps, and it is what it is. I also took some time to smooth out the ground here because I have to get our workshop parked back in place and plugged in so I can use it. So I'm going to work on that right now. Hopefully the ground is hard enough. I know it's sand, but hopefully it's hard enough I can drive on it and it's level enough that I can get on here safely and have no problems. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going to get the bus hooked up, get this pulled back, and then we'll call it quits. We got a lot done. The slab is awesome. That's my first slab. It just amazes me. Okay, we're hooked up. I'm gonna try to push it back. You can see I'm squatting low. The bus has no traction. I hope it works. The hard part is getting it between those two telephone poles without hitting them. Let's see how we do. trailer driving. Picture how far you can get driving for 22 minutes.
Yeah. Here we are still fiddling around.
Yeah. It's messy. Wow, we just spent like half an hour moving a trailer like 100 feet on our property. So that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
But it was successful, so no complaints here. I didn't know how I was going to be driving through the sand, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It was actually easier than driving through the mud, which is under the sand, which is what we used to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'm glad the sand was there. The trailer needs a little bit of leveling, but it's good. It's back at its home. We're plugged in. We have our power. So we can start using it again. The yard is looking awesome. We got that dirt pile smoothed out by the porch. And a brand new slab, which means we're going to be building steps, which will be awesome. How do you like the slab?
It's awesome. Looks good, professional.
Well, am I going a little overboard there?
I don't know. Looks smooth, nice.
We got the top pretty good.
Yeah. I don't care what it looks like on the sides or anything like that.
Yeah. Making a slab is something that's always kind of been intimidating to me because I hate mixing up concrete and I don't like things that are timed and you have to kind of hurry and I don't know. So I never wanted to do it, but it wasn't so bad. It opens the door to new projects where I'm not as hesitant to do it now. It wasn't too bad. If we had a cement mixer, that'd be a lot easier. That was the slow part, was just mixing each bag. But it was a good learning experience, and we don't mind taking our time and doing a little hard work, so it's fine. Porch is coming together, house is coming together. We have a lot of updates coming soon, but that's all we have for now. So until next time, take care.
See ya.
You should say bye. Why don't you?
You say it.
Bye.